I'd like to call the meeting to order, the District of Chetwynd. Can I have the opening statement read, please?
As we gather today on the traditional territory of the Treaty 8 Nations to conduct the business of the District of Chetwynd, we do so knowing that we are privileged to serve the citizens of this community, and we shall endeavor to conduct our business in their best interest. Thank you.
Thank you. Prior to adoption of the agenda, is there any new business that council has? Not seeing any. Adoption of the agenda.
Moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Carried. Minutes of the regular council meeting held on March 20, 2023.
Motion to receive.
Awesome.
Any errors or omissions? Okay, seeing any or hearing any? All those in favor? Carried. No delegations. Bylaw 1, District of Chetwynd, Animal Responsibility Bylaw number 1151/2023 requires adoption.
Motion to adopt.
Need a second? Any discussion on bylaw? Counselor?
Am I on?
Yes, you are.
I'd just like to point out for our community members that 5 hens are now allowed per household with the stipulations in regards to the bylaw here. And they must be registered with the District of Chetwynd, but I think that's exciting because I know our community has been looking forward to being able to raise hens within the city limits.
Any more? Not seeing any. All those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. B2, District of Chetwynd Community Growth Reverse Fund established bylaw number 1151/2023 requires first, second, and third reading.
I'll move the first, second, and third readings.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Go ahead, Councillor Nelson.
So did we not have a reserve fund previously?
Staff?
This is a new grant that the province released that specified we had to have it in its own separate reserve and do this nice little process. It's, you remember they announced a $1 billion fund? This is for our share, which was 1.464 million that we got, so.
Good, Councillor. Any more discussion on it? All those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. B3, District of Chetwynd zoning bylaw number 1150/2023 requires first, second readings. Councillors? We could be here all night.
Motion for first and second reading.
Second.
Any discussion on it? Councillor?
As this is my first time reading through our really enticing bylaws, I would just like to ask staff, were there any wholesale changes made since last year that we should be notified of or aware of? Because it was so much information, I really felt that I could have got lost in some of the details there.
Go ahead, staff.
Okay, well, basically, there's been a lot of changes. Most of them are more minor in nature. They're more bringing the bylaw into this century. A lot of the existing bylaw was older. Some of it dated back decades. So we have increased the maximum height of a building, like an apartment building in town. We've clarified things like one thing that went back and forth between the lawyers and us was derelict or abandoned vehicles. Like for some people, for instance, having Dad's '57 Chevrolet in the driveway is a project car, and for a neighbor it might be derelict and it might be an eyesore. So there was a lot of clarity in that. It introduces concepts like tiny houses. It just kind of brings everything up to now and modernizes it, brings it into line with best practices with other communities in British Columbia. I'd say the majority of communities in British Columbia.
Thank you, Steve. When I read through it, it looked very professional and very current, and I just wanted that answered, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other discussion on the matter? All right, all those in favor? Okay, carried. We'll go to committee reports and liaisons. Good. Okay, Mayor, we'll start. On March 29th, we met with Canfor and on request from the council for taxation. So we will have more details of what transpired between Canfor and the CAO and the mayor. So it'll be on our budget report. So that'll come forth with our budget. So it was good news. So I attended the job fair on the 28th of March, just to show support for the local workers and the vendors who are very pleased to be at the event to participate in helping out Chetwynd local workers. So they were pretty pleased at that. So, and the PRD had two presenters, Enbridge and TC Energy. So with that, both, it's pretty rare sometimes to have two large gas companies at one sitting. So they were both there, giving us the opportunity to ask questions at the end. And one of the questions was myself and Director Rose always ask the gasification of communities around our area. And we all sit here on Treaty 8 territory, and we extract gas from this area and we send it elsewhere, but we still have a great opportunity to get gasification to our communities that are close to us. And it's only, I think, 25-minute drive to West Moberly, and maybe about 15, 20 minutes to Soda. So, you know, this being said, both companies got the same thing from myself asking this question, and we've been asking this ever since I got there in 2018 of the gas companies. I believe sitting here in our chambers, we asked that same question too. So it's just something that we need to be vigilant on, making sure that the communities in our surrounding area that frequent Chetwynd have the same opportunities as we do. So that is my report. Any others? Okay, staff, do we have a staff? Okay, thank you.
I just have a fairly brief one. As in my update letter from last week, Canfor has approved the proposal that we put forth for that extra tax, which was a pleasant surprise. And so we'll talk about that more during the budget talks a little bit later on in the month. And I had a long talk with MLA Bernier too about the letter we sent to him. He did present it in legislature, and that's available on his Facebook page to watch. It's 2 minutes long, so it's not very long. And he says it has generated a fair bit of conversation, and hopefully that conversation will work its way into actions. But the thing he stressed the most, and what I wanted to bring up, is that he really, really welcomes council, mayor and council, to contact him with any questions or concerns. He says he can't help us if he's not aware of them. So things like our industry tax cap, he wasn't really up to speed on that. So I sent him all the stuff that we'd sent Minister Cullen, and now he is. So it's hopefully, these are the ways that hopefully we'll get our voices heard. The last one is we just need a really quick poll from council. For moving into the budget, we're on a timeline, so we need to get it done by the end of the May 23rd meeting. So we have a couple of options. If council would like to have a special meeting just discussing the operational budget, we could hold it on, I'm suggesting April 13th, and give us some time going into the April 17th meeting. If council feels like they've reviewed the material enough that they're familiar with it and we don't need a special meeting, then we can just hold the budget negotiation during the April 17th meeting. So it kind of comes down to you guys.
I would make a motion to hold the special meeting to discuss budget on April 13th.
Second that.
Okay, we got a motion, discussion on the motion.
Be 4 o'clock.
Okay, all those in favor? Carried. So it's April 13th. You got a time for?
Does 4 o'clock work for everybody? Would you prefer earlier or later?
4 is good
4 is good?
for me, yep.
Okay.
Okay.
4 o'clock, I'll send out the meeting invitations. If not this evening, then tomorrow morning.
Are you gonna give us a chance to question your report?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna call BS on Bernier's attempt on saying that he didn't realize what the taxation was through here. Our letter of patent's been there since, I believe 2006. So if he didn't know, then there's something wrong with our MLA, and I will relay that to him when I do see him, because it's not fair that he put all the blame on Chetwynd alone. This is in my part. Oh, I mean BS in my part, sorry. But so anyway, you get what I'm saying here. It's not a matter of us being vigilant on us. It was our representative of our communities. So yes, that's that. Anything else? Steve, you're up there.
That's about does it for me.
Okay.
As you said, a little frightened. To be fair, though, and just to be really clear, so that I don't misrepresent Emily
You
Bernier.
out of order?
Am I? He did say that he talked to, I believe, Doug Fleming back a long time ago, but he thought it was resolved. So he was aware there was an issue, but he thought it was resolved. So, and I'm not saying he's right or wrong. I'm just, don't kill the messenger. That's just what he said.
Okay. Information items. I want to I-7. Is there anything there that we need to pull?
I think we're on 7 discussion.
Oh, okay.
items.
I went a little bit too far. Thank you.
Make a motion to receive the reports.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
I'll make a motion to receive the reports.
Second.
Any discussion on the reports besides Steve's report? All those in favor? Carried. Correspondence.
Discussion items.
Which one?
7 discussion items.
Oh, right. Yeah. Alrighty, so we're on discussion items. Letter from Dawson Creek Catholic. Letter from the Dawson Creek Catholic Social Service Society dated February 9th, 2023. Letter of support.
I'd like to motion that the council provide a letter of support to the Dawson Creek Catholic Social Services Society for its grant application to the Northern Development Initiative Trust Northern Healthy Communities Fund Capacity Building Program for the Caring Connections Counseling Services Project.
I'll second.
Okay, discussion on that?
Sure, I'll add, I just feel like it's important to express how important it is to work with mental health crisis within our region. And I feel very passionate about supporting any individuals or groups that are making progressive steps like this society.
Okay, just a point that we do represent a whole community. So when we do get this, we are represented by people that give us letters, and we have the opportunity to support these groups. So just to make it a point that we are a community-based council, and we do support all community-based people and outside our community too. Okay, just to make it clear to everybody. Okay, all those in favor for a support letter? Okay. Okay, correspondence. Letter from the Central Local Government Association dated March 16, 2023. Members notice proposed total membership fees increase. Councillor Work.
Motion to receive C1.
Second.
Discussion.
So when I'm reading through this, I'm not completely clear about, they're saying that there's going to, NCLGA will be doing a 2% increase for membership. Is this membership across the board? Are these numbers that we're looking at here? Well, this certainly can't be Chetwynd's portion. And I'm curious, do we see Chetwynd's portion anywhere, or do we have those numbers?
Kevin or CEO?
I'll refer to Kevin, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't know the exact amount rated at the moment, but total membership fees of $163,000 split usually on a population basis, and there's communities all the way from McBride in the east all the way out to Queen or Haida up to Fort Nelson and down as far south as at least 100 miles. So
yeah.
You can imagine of the 163, our share's probably $700 or something like that.
Thanks for clarifying, because when you see numbers like over 160,000, you really do need to question.
Okay. Any more? Okay, all those in favor? Accepted? Yep. Thank you. Okay, I guess we already done 9. Information items, I1 to I7. Anything to be pulled out of there? Anything to be pulled out of I7 to I1?
Motion to receive CIIs 1 through 7.
Okay.
Second.
All those in favor? Carried. Reports for action, opportunity for the public input. At this time, this portion of the regular council meeting is set aside to allow the public for public comment on the application from Lee Shook for a development variance permit to allow a 45-inch by 22-inch sign for his home-based business located at 5227 43rd Street. This is not a formal public hearing process, but rather an informal process. I will, however, ask each person who wishes to speak to state their name and residential or business address, and then provide council with their comment. I will now ask if there's any comments from the public on the application from Lee Shook for a development variance permit at 5227 43rd Street. Not hearing any. Deanne, do we have any on? Oh, okay, thank you. Hearing no further comments, I declare this public proceedings concluded. Okay, RA one, Lee Shook Development Variance Permit 02-2023.
I'd like to motion that pursuant to Section 498 of the Local Government Act, RS 2015, Council authorize issuance of the Development's Variance Permit Number 02-2023 to allow for variance for size of a sign for his own base business at Parcel A, G26253, Lot 15, District Lot 482, Peace River Regional District Plan 10202, also known as 5227 43rd Street, Chetwynd, BC.
Second.
Any discussion on this matter? Councilor Ward?
Just looking at the last page of that package showing the diagram or the map. I see where the subject property is, and I'm assuming that's where the sign will be, but I'm just questioning the cul-de-sac. There's a red dot in the middle. Does that,
Mean anything?
yeah.
Yeah.
Or is that just a locator marker?
It's a GIS flag on the computer
Okay,
program.
thank you.
It's a fire hydrant.
Is it fire hydrant?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fire hydrant.
Okay, any more discussion on it? Okay, all those in favor? Carried. RA2, approval of dump truck purchase. Public Works.
I'll make the recommendation that council approve the purchase of a 2012 International Workstar 7400 tandem axle dump truck from JPH Equipment for $60,000 plus applicable taxes.
Second that.
Discussion on it? Okay, what is brand new one worth?
I'll pass this one over to Desiree, she's done it.
Yeah.
I haven't done a lot of research on this. I was looking today and a newer one is closer to over 100,000. That was, I think I saw 2018 for like 130.
Mm-hmm. Good, Councillor.
How much will the taxes add up to on top of the $60,000?
7% of 60,000, so 20.
4,200.
Okay.
And what is the life span of the truck that we'll be using? We're going to use it for,
We're planning on purchasing this one mainly for hauling snow, so pretty light load. We might occasionally also use it for hauling soil in the winter time, and because anytime we need to conduct services at the cemetery, if we have soil that's just stockpiled outside, it freezes. So this would also, we would stockpile soil inside so we can use it for that. We would expect, I talked to Blake about that today, we would expect to get at least 15 years out of this just because it's not going to be used for really heavy work and it's not going to be miled out, but it will save us a considerable amount of money just in contracted snow removal services that we won't have to use.
yep, you used the name Blaine, is that the manager or the supervisor or the maintenance?
His title is Public Works Lead.
Public Works. Okay, thank you, thank you. Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Carried. Reports of information, no new business. Any public questions? Not seen any. Adjournment.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Today I wanted to take you on this walk that meant so much to me every day. This walk used to represent everything that I loved out of my life. My education, my accomplishments, my dreams, my colleagues that I loved, and the medical practice. As I do this walk today, I'm reminded of all of the emergency visits I've had over the last 15 months.
I don't know what's happening.
As I do this walk today, I'm reminded of the countless hours I have spent trying to find support from my government.
But I don't even think I can get into the original neurologist again for months. And I'm gonna lose my house. Like,
my name is Jamie Killen. I have known Kristen for about 20 years.
We met when I first moved to town.
In this little shoddy restaurant, and she just had this like gigantically fun smile on her face, and she was just like, "Hi, I'm Kristen," and I knew immediately that I loved her.
Hi. Hello.
do not put that in the video.
I think she looks great.
I'm videotaping. Okay, here we go.
As a healthcare practitioner, we were offered the shot right away. So it was like doctors, nurses, and then the rest of us. Our clinic signed up immediately.
I think that's one of the hardest parts for Kristen, is that she was one of the first people to go out and get this vaccine.
From the day that I left the hospital, like every day I just got worse. They had me on heavy doses of prednisone and sleeping pills by that time, and I was just getting worse every single day.
So we reached out to multiple media stations, radio stations, newspapers. Nobody got back to us. Any mainstream media, we reached out to everyone, and nobody would take our story. This documentary is absolutely not about what's right or wrong. It is only about allowing a place for these stories to be heard so that people in the public can see that there are people that have been left behind by this. They're human beings. This could be your mom, your dad, your brother, your kid. And it wouldn't feel fair if it was one of them.
I wonder if I'm ever gonna get better. And I miss the life that I had. That shot took it away from me,